I forgot to tell you I'm a fiend. Hit me with a dose of dopamine in my dreams. I'm the type of nigga who be always smoking green.
Alright, DC. Or DCUO family, community, whatever we call ourselves, right? I've been meaning to do this video for a while. This is the ally tier list, bro. Allies tier list. It took a while to get all these emoticons up here to make sure I got all the right ones. If I ever need to grade one a little bit more, I have their description of what they can do in front of my face and stuff. So it's gonna be legit. I've used most of all these allies. I think I got a lot of allies rank 10, so I kind of know, like, you know, which ones kind of pull a little bit more. Even allies like Tickle, I use Tickle and Tinkle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try my best to give y'all like my best opinion on these. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how I do in the comments. We can debate some things. You know how we do. Y'all are really active, bro. Y'all really be knowing y'all shit. You know, so I like bringing these discussions. You know what I'm saying? To YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying? It feels like a whole nother family over there, you know? But let's get started, you know, and I probably do need to reread some, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that we are, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know some off the top of my head, but there are some that I've never used before. All right, so we're going to start from the top, from the last. I'm kind of excited to do this. Like I said, I've been trying to do this for a while, and the time is not. I am sick, by the way. I'm very under the weather. So I'm pushing through it. I already had a video coming Monday, but I'm just like, man, this would be great to do if I put it in Monday. So just bear with me, all right? So we got Batman, regular Batman up front. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got. So Batman, this is his signature ability, cone of batarangs followed by a single target attack. Increases might and precision for the first 6 instances of damage dealt. Alright, and reveals support ability too, reveals investigation briefings and collection nodes. I mean, I used that when I was farming pieces for people, but it's not really like, it's not the best of both worlds. And first 6 instances of damage really would go by fast. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't even see people running Batman like that, bro. I'm gonna put Batman in D tier for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the second support ability is nice. The first one gives you might and precision, but there's a lot more better allies to do what Batman is doing right now. So we're gonna put him at D. I think that's valid. Batman Who Laughs. We got roots and damages enemies. We all know he spins around with the chains. While in combat, provides random buffs. Those buffs are nice, increases finisher damage. I've seen people use this. Some people really, like, if they don't have all the good allies, I've seen people put him in a high position, you know what I'm saying, like rank 10, and it's working out for them. With all the allies out right now, we have to grade there's like 23 of these guys, we have to grade them kind of hard, you know what I'm saying. So I would say with the random buff thing, it does come up pretty frequent, but there is a lot better stuff to use. Way better than Batman, though. Support 1 and support 2. And the finisher stuff, you know what I'm saying? I would put Batman Who Laughs in C right now. In 2025, coming in 2026. There's just a lot better allies, than what's going on. It could be B, but it's just like, I'm not seeing this guy at all, you know what I'm saying? But, some people really be using the random proc, and they really be depending on that, but it is at random, so I'm putting it at C. All right, we got Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is, now look, you kind of got to have the setup for Blue Beetle. So let me tell you what I mean. Great for AoE. A lot of people use this for AoE. It kind of like just scans the whole battlefield and hits everybody twice, Using a supercharge generator drains 2,000 supercharge to deploy a drone at your target. And activating weapon buff resets your combo counter and increases critical weapon attack chance. Now, Blue Beetle, this is the thing about him. If you have, let's say you have a great supercharge setup and you're a healer, right? And you use your generator and it puts the drone on them, and you're not really worried about supercharge. If that drone is on that person and everyone's hitting them, everyone gets 1% supercharge back. So you would have to use this strategically, but it can give you a hella supercharge if you used it right. So I think that's a nice mechanic, but it does hurt you in the long run because it's better just to pop 10Ks and not, rely on this. Ads burn too quick. This might be good on like bosses maybe, but it's not like it's really. I've used it when I have all my supercharged shit, and it really does good. Even it gives your other teammates supercharged as well. So I mean, it's a nice ability. And this one's really for like Prek. Prek isn't doing so well right now. I did use this when Prek was nice. When he came out, when Blue Beetle came out and everyone was using Prek, I did use this at rank 10. Kind of easy to use to get to to the hit counters that they're talking about and getting crit. But with Prek being on the low end right now, and this you need a very specific build to hit this. And the signature ability. Signature ability is probably the only thing I would only put him in my R3 slot, to be honest. So I'm gonna put Blue Beetle. Damn, I didn't realize this was gonna be this hard. Blue Beetle isn't really like performing, to be honest. I would run Batman Who Laughs over Blue Beetle. Yeah, D tier for sure. Calculator. The calculator bot, to be exact. And also I'm reading this for y'all because some of y'all don't know what they do or anything. So if y'all looking for an ally to get, this is a great video for y'all. When taking damage, it converts a small percentage of the damage into health. Now, this is good for PvP. When you're, I think allies are still active in PvP. I'm not sure, but it kind of like after a certain time goes by, it gives you health back. You know what I'm saying? I think it's every 20 seconds. It's really a PvP thing. Maybe tanks can use it. I don't know, but there's better allies for tanking. And the signature abilities deal damage over time to enemies in the red. Now, I'm not gonna lie. This is more like for new players. New players, they actually give you this guy for free. If you are DPSing, and you do use this ally. Sorry. This does a lot of damage with scaling because it will scale and does a lot of damage. But, compared to everything out there, Calculator Bot it has to be low-key D tier, in my opinion. I don't really see people running the passive, and there's a lot of better signature abilities to use. So I'm going to put that here. All right, we got someone that's nice. We got the House of Legends bot. Now, really good for boss single target. I still see people use that to this day. Let me see if I can find him. Here he is. Electric stun affects single target. Yeah, really good. Get power back from stunning an enemy. I didn't know that's what it was. Stunning an enemy NPC. It's probably for like trolls. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put if you don't have any like single target whatever, House Legends bot is yours to use. I mean, like I'm trying to grade and think and talk at the same time. I was thinking B because he is used more frequently, but that single target shit, bro, like that's really why I would be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Compared to people that I know we're going to be getting to on this list, there's better single target uses. But if you don't have anything and you're trying to get some big single target damage out of an ally, you know what I'm saying? I think it would be House of Legends. But you know what I'm saying? Like Krypto single target, I would run Krypto over House of Legends. So I don't know. But if you don't have anything, it's House of Legends bot. I'm gonna put him at C because I see him a lot. Very reliable when it comes to that thing. Yeah, I think I honestly think that's where it's at. We got John Stewart right here. Summons a turret that fires into a cone in front of it. Very OP ability. Using a power set combo increases might and reduces power set combo ability for 15 seconds. Controller roll. We all know this. The power shield. Honestly, no, we all know. You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all know what John Stewart is, bro. Like, the power group heal gives you, like, a very hardened shield. It really can, with supercharge really not being a problem in this meta, this is always really being used. A lot of people use the power set combo because it's getting to that point now. A lot of people use this when they don't have, like, other, like, abilities to increase their might and shit. So, yeah, I think these two abilities is a great combo. And this... Bro, this is good for AoE and single target, and it does a lot of damage. And with them being out for 60 seconds, he does it twice. So I'm gonna put John Stewart S, only because trolls love to use him. I have not seen a troll that like doesn't use his supercharged stuff that frequently. Him giving you 6% might and stuff based off of combos and stuff every 15 seconds. Because, you know, it's a 30-second cooldown, but it's 15 seconds you're using it, so it's really 15 seconds. It's very frequent, you know what I'm saying? You don't even have to, like, you just got to use your abilities. And the signature ability is actually very, like, you know, reliable. Sorry, y'all. I'm sick. I'm sick as fuck, bro. All right. Krypto. Krypto's dope. Krypto's dope for single target, but I think the meta has moved past Krypto. I'm being real. Increases eye beams at single target for 3 seconds. Increases average yield from gathering exo material. Now, this is like some open world shit. The only reason why Krypto's good is because it's single target. Not gonna lie. Y'all know this. I'm putting him at C. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, now, if I would use Krypto over House of Legends bot, for sure. I don't know. Let me know which is better, House of Legends or Krypto, because, I mean, I think Krypto's better, to be honest. But, you know, like I said, if you don't have House of Legends, it's Krypto. If you don't have Krypto, it's House of Legends bot, you know, for single target at least. Yeah. We got Oracle. Now, Oracle, let me see, yeah. Fires rocket barrage at single target. Restores powers after using 8 abilities. Now, I have not seen nobody. I will probably only see a free-to-play player use this. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen... It was good at a certain time when they changed the passive, you know, to it getting power back. But I'd rather run Cyborg or something to get power back, you know. I'm going to put her at D tier, low-key. I don't really see people using her signature ability. Never even cared to use it or to think about it. You know, it's just not really hitting like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with... Now, some people might use the passive. I don't know, but they're better passive to use. If you're a healer, you're probably most likely running all 10k ally passives. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Now, Poison Ivy. Now, the only thing about Poison Ivy is that it's kind of signature to nature, you know? Pulls in enemies and unleashes an explosion. I think this is 403% damage. I think that's pretty good. Superpowers increase chance for increased might and precision. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And seals have a chance to reduce damage and defense of attackers. Now, Poison Ivy, the only reason, I'm going to put her at A. The only reason why she's not S is because she is specifically really for nature. If you're using her for nature, you're instantly, it's a instant gap, like, and the margins is increased, you know what I'm saying? But because it's specifically for one power, and it's really only used for that, like when I was nature, everyone was like, I hope you have Poison Ivy. You got Poison Ivy? Bro, you nature, you don't have Poison Ivy? Like, bro. So because of that, you know, John Stewart is like kind of universal in ways with, like, you know, getting might, and, you know, if you're a troll, it's even better. And that signature ability. But yeah, Poison Ivy is A, not B. She's not 50-50 to me. She gives a viable, like, buff to you. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got Professor Zoom. Let's see. I'm glad I got this thing because it's hard to kind of... I know it was crazy. Where is Zoom? You know what's crazy? There he is. I never use Zoom, so I wouldn't know. I'm glad I found him. Pulls enemy in for a burst of damage. Increases movement speed and movement mode attack grants stack of damage buffs. You know, some people, like, I see tanks use this, you know, to get to the ads and stuff, you know. I'm going to put Zoom at B tier only because that's what I feel like he's mostly, like, you know, it's 50-50. If you know, movement, any game that uses movement is actually kind of like, you know, the precipice on how good you are or not, you know. So if you do have increased movement speed, you're able to get into position faster and all that stuff, and it's a choice to run this guy, and you're good at using movement, I feel like, you know, it is 50-50, low-key. I think static is better than Zoom. I mean, not static, Flash is better than Zoom, but... You know, I think it's viable. I think it's viable. If you're using movement and that's kind of, you're really good at it, I think it's a 50-50 thing. I don't see Zoom. Even I sometimes be seeing Zoom used as a signature ability for some people. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Now look, Diana, Princess Diana, this one, I'm probably gonna put her at D tier, but let's just read her stuff. Queen Diana. Taunt and tanks enemies. Decreases enemy by damaging by using a pull. Increases your might by using the breakout. I just really don't like these. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just debuff. Just have the troll debuff them for this, and increase your might by using a breakout. Like, okay, like, is that really for DPSs or like, you know? I don't even want to use the word battle tanks, but it's like, what's the point? What is the point? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how much might you get, but the amount of times you would have to break out. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, ooh, I just broke out. I got extra might. Let me use my supercharges. It's like, you know, you're not even really planning for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And taunts and tanks enemies. I think that's like the best thing, especially since she's out for 60 seconds. But those passes are just trash, bro. Have not seen nobody use Queen Diana since she was on release. That's the only time she was really good. Putting her at D tier. Them passes really just kill her shit, bro. We got Shazam. Shazam actually was a meta ally. I mean, still can be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's read this. Fires a lightning bolt that chains between targets, healing up to 4, and electrifying up to 4. And that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And the heal is actually really nice. Calling down an ally gives a percentage boost to might and precision. 30 seconds. 30 seconds of might precision is dope. And you always usually have your allies. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I forget to use them. So this is a nice buff, and the buff is actually pretty hard. So, you know, y'all know what this is. Ally comes down, the red shit comes up. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. It's dope. Hold on, something just came up on my damn screen. And it says using a weapon for the second passive attack gives restoration boost of 1 step. Now, look, let me give y'all some history. So, it's kind of dope because it was dope at a point in time. There was a point in time when I was healing and I was using that, and I didn't have an art that would help me heal, but I could tell the effects of this healing, and it's crazy. They must have changed this because whenever you use, like, I think a group of priority heal, you will lose all the stacks or something. I wonder if you keep them now. I don't know. But I would put Shazam probably... because of the meta, a lot of people aren't using Shazam, but I would put Shazam at A tier. You know what I'm saying? If you got Shazam and amongst most of these allies, especially down here, it's dope. But if you had a better ally than Shazam, you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure you're going to use them. You know what I'm saying? Now, after this video, I'm going to like tell y'all some combinations y'all can run that'll be kind of cool that I would use, you know what I'm saying? Just to make that make sense in the end. All right. And this is what I'm talking about, because when it comes to allies, and I be saying like there's much better allies to run, Starfire is one of those allies. We're going to put Starfire at S, and then we're going to kind of explain it. All right, Lava Valley of Star Bolts when finishing with a massive bolt that explodes. Cool. Not really. I never really used it. Using a weapon buff now increases your might and decreases your precision. Now it gives you 8% might and minus 3% precision, but you know it's not really a prec meta. Using the group weapon buff increases critical power heal chance, magnitude, but reduces total power healing. So this is almost like trans card for trolls, and this is the reason why this is good is because when you use your weapon buff, you know, Omega is kind of nice. It gives you a clip, it gives you an Omega stack as well, and it gives you might. You know what I'm saying? A lot of players conform to using their weapon buff again. You know, it got to, you know, when DC was cool back then, it's like the weapon buff was dope to just use even for prec, but now this kind of changed the meta to where, you know, your might is being buffed at will. Anything where you can buff your own might without like any trolls or whatever is really good, especially by 8%. You know what I'm saying? And there's like a secret buff within it, so it's like it's very long. So you know, this is definitely what you're gonna want to run. Like, you know, even this gives you like 30-second buff, but what's that to, you know, your 12-second weapon buff? You know what I'm saying? 8%. That's always there, not on cooldown. So yeah, that's why we put her there, because it's just more convenient. You know what I'm saying? It's just more. It just fits the rhetoric. We're gonna put Static at S and then we'll explain later. You already know. launches an explosive projectile and then protects you with the shield. Now this is nice. This is like 35% mitigation. So there was a point where I was running this and the Superboy ally, where you would call down a supply drop and Krypto can pick up fallen enemies, and it gives you like a 35% mitigation. So what I would do is I would hit static. This is as a tank. I'll hit static as my signature ability, and then I would bring down the supply drop from the Superboy passive and have like 70 mitigate, bro. I'm talking about when ABE was out, bro, and I was like rage tanking and shit, especially atomic tanking. They weren't hitting shit on me, bro. And that's there for like a cool 30 to 40 seconds, So those combinations really can just you can fuck up on a rotation and you can still have like all those mitigations, bro. It's really dope, and Static uses it twice because he's there for 6 seconds. All right, now electrifying or polarizing an enemy through a superpower increases critical healing chance and magnitude. So this is cool because this is almost like another trans card. So let's say you're a healer and you're running this, your magnitude will go up by 50%. It's really dope. It's really dope. I mean, you won't have a problem healing when you are electric and you use your arc lightning and shit like that, because you'll have that extra buff. So that alone, those two alone will put it at A. This is what's going to put it at S. Using a supercharge increases critical ability and critical attack chance. All right, so that's and it's cool. It's almost like a scaled EOG, And what I mean by that is at 10K, it's like 12%. At a 5, it's like 6%. Now at 2,500, I think it's at like 3%. So it's like you get rewarded. So when you're using EOG and this, it's like, why wouldn't you get crit and might from EOG? So it's like the best of both worlds, So yeah, that's why he's at S, to be honest. I mean, it's really dope, really dope. Really, as you can see, so far on our list, bro, it's making a little sense. You know what I'm saying? We got Superman. Superman is great for tanks. Never got to really use him when I was tanking. My breeds a cone of breath, frost breath, and tank roll. Upon using a group breakout ability, gives you and allies a damage reduction shield. Improves channeling powers by applying several bonuses. Now they talking about 35%. I believe channeling, right? Am I tripping? That's what I mean by channel. Yeah, I think 35%. So I don't know what bonuses there are, but tank people need this. You know what I'm saying? Damage reduction. You kidding me? So I'm gonna put that because there's not a lot of allies out there that really cater. I mean, there are allies out there that cater to tanks, but when you are tanking, I just know Superman is really up there. It's not no 50-50, And amongst all these tank allies, it's what are you really running? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This one's gonna be hard because it's definitely not low tier. Wouldn't it be A? I mean, you only need that one passive, and that is really the only reason why you would need this. So if you are a tank, this is in a tank mindset, but it would only really be A, in my opinion, because of tanking. I mean, that's the only thing that you would really use this for. But would it be B because that is the only thing you could use it for? You know what I'm saying? I guess if it had another tank passive, to alternate from which to use, or a better second passive that I didn't even know the second passive was about channeling. You know what I mean? I might put Superman at B because you just need him for tanking, and he's a must for tanking. If it was a ally tier list for tanking, he would be S. You know what I'm saying? Because you need it. But grading overall stuff, that's what we're doing. I will put him at B. Don't kill me for this. Let me know. All right, we got Flash. Meta, super meta pick. We're gonna go to him. So ever since they added that head mod, that 15%, Flash has been really dope because he does the same thing, with scrap 30 and then 7, so 37% supercharge back. Let's read. Whirls up a cone of damage. Using a supercharge ability, restores supercharge and reduces delay between combat and normal fast movement speed. And using a group heal ability grants supercharge to the players and here. So see, this is what I'm talking about. You got an ally that caters to both. This is what I wish Superman had. You have an ally that caters to both supercharge generation type deal. You know what I'm saying? The best one is this one. You know, when you get the refund from your supercharge, Flash is very focused on a very certain style of play, and it just be making sense. You know what I'm saying? Healers use this. You know, tanks could use it. Probably not. Trolls use it. DPSs use it. Flash is probably like top 3. Not gonna lie. If you don't got Flash, I mean, you know, Supercharge is starting to become a thing. Like, you know, and honestly, DC has to start. They have to start like making it. I would say not about all supercharges and shit, because this is gonna get drawn out. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, they're just gonna keep releasing supercharge abilities, maybe supercharge generator abilities. You know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. You know, but Flash makes everything have icing on the cake, bro. For real. Now we have Wonder Woman. Thought I was someone else for a second. All right, so. Hold on. No, I didn't lose it. Yeah. All right. It says spins the lasso of truth multiple times around her, dealing damage and lowering defense. Non-bosses will be stunned. Block ability now absorbs energy when you are hit and gains the following combo: tap melee, release energy. Oh yeah, I got this bitch. Weapons and ability attacks. Now, wait, let me read it before I talk about it. Weapons and ability attack grants 25% might and 12.5% precision for 10 seconds. Oh. So here's the thing, right? Great ally, but the cooldown on this at max, I believe, is at like 120 seconds. 25% might is a lot of might, but 120 seconds, bro, it's like you can get through an ad phase in that long. Like, it would only really proc once. You know what I'm saying? I actually got her ranked 10 because I thought this would be like viable. You know, this is like a while ago. But it just really wasn't like making a big difference, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the buff will be off. You know, I mean, there's a way to. There gotta be a way to use it. Like, if you, the only way to use it is if you get the proc and it goes away and you die, come back, you'll get the proc again. You know what I'm saying? But that's like, I don't know, that's a little bit too much. The block ability is cool. When you block, people hit you, your arms glow up, and then you release the damage. But what's the point in that, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's really for, like, what, tanking? You know what I'm saying, in my opinion? I mean, it absorbs damage, but a lot of tank abilities, when you block, you lose the defense and shit like that. So I really don't know if that's really that viable. Spins the lasso of truth multiple times around her, dealing damage and lowering defense. Like, you don't really need that as a tank. And it's really used for damage, but it's like, I don't know. Wonder Woman really not speaking volumes to me. Better than most allies. I mean, I look. I think if this is level 6 or something, the cooldown is at like 180 seconds, so it's even worse. Probably more than that. So you would have to get this person to rank 10 to really like enjoy anything. But still, 10 seconds just to be down for 120 seconds at max rank is not really like good, bro. Like, I don't know. They need to really change that, bro. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I'm gonna put her at C. Only because her passives are way better than probably all these people in D tier. You know, if you were to run any which one, honestly, I think Batman might give you more might concurrently than Wonder Woman, if that makes sense. But I do not think Wonder Woman is D tier. Could be. I don't know. Let me know in the comments about that one. Because that's like, you know, I don't really see people running her. I don't really see people running. The only reason why you run her is running the 25% might buff, but, you know, it's not really. That's what made her C tier, to be honest. But the buff itself, what it does, made her C tier as well. So, yeah. Zatanna is actually a hidden gem. Like I say, if you are sorcery and you do grand summoning, all your pets can get the 10% buff. You know what I'm saying? Launches dazzling. This actually does a lot. This is a 403 hit. That damages stun and reduces outgoing damage on enemies. Increases the damage of summoned pets. So this is what I was talking about. Using power interaction ability on an enemy has a chance to provide a random buff. And those buffs are actually really nice. One of them is power back. The other one is crit. You get crit. The other one is might. and the other one is like a damage reduction shield or something like that. Good buffs. They actually cycle pretty well. And you know, you have a 50% chance to get the buffs you want, which is like crit and might. And you actually kind of get them kind of frequently, you know what I'm saying? The summon pets thing is actually really nice. Like, it's kind of like Omega. Once you use like 6 abilities, you get the buff on your pets. So, I mean, it's kind of it depends. It depends on what you want on the build you're really building. To be honest, when it comes to ranking her tier, thing is, I see people use this bitch now. You know what I'm saying? Really, for the random buff thing, I think the buffs are way better than Batman Who Laughs. Let me think. It's either A or B. Definitely not S. I think she's way better than people in B tier. And I think Shazam's a little 30% buff, and her random buff that you get can kind of go head to head. I mean, you get 10% in tiger form, and in rabbit you get like what, 5 or 6% more crit. Damn, bro. I would say probably. Damn, this is hard, y'all. I would say A. I just don't think she should even be next to Zoom, or Superman, who's like really like, you know what I'm saying? I think Zatanna's A. I'm not gonna lie. And her signature ability does a lot of damage. It's big on AoE as well. All right, we have Black Adam. Black Adam is a nice little gem. I know we all know about him. Black Adam, where you at, buddy? Bro, am I tripping? I must be tripping. I know Black Adam is in this bitch. Well, anyway, I don't see him, but I do know about him. I'm surprised they don't have anything. This is the fucking wiki. You serious? All right, fuck it. I already know. Black Adam, as we all know, gives you 35% more in 35% plus in supercharged generator when you use it. So that's very good. A lot of people be using him for healing, and he has like the finisher thing where you pick him up, you get like some might or whatnot. To be honest, what makes Black Adam dope is just the generator, supercharged generator ability. Is a must. Notice how everybody in S is like an all-rounder. You know what I'm saying? Like trolls, DPSs, and like all. Notice that. Now, when it comes to supercharged gen, it's like only healers will use this. I'm just being honest. Only healers will use it, but it's most likely a must, because if you're having Quizlet and all that stuff, like you kind of need this guy. You know what I'm saying? He's ranked 10 for me whenever I'm healing, and I always put him on. You know what I'm saying? So I'll put him at A, because he's viable. He's viable. He's not like someone who just. It's not like he's just there. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's being spammed. Like supercharged generator abilities is being spammed because of him. So yeah, I would say he's A. Harley Quinn, not really my favorite. I see a lot of people use Harley Quinn for the signature ability. Pretty sure that shit's dope, bro. Ain't no fucking way. I must be tripping. I thought I could rely on this thing for the whole video, but apparently not. Why don't I see them? Oh, regular allies, time cap. Oh, so wait. I didn't know I had that. So look, let's read Black Adam so we know. Calls down 8 lightning bolts. Yeah, we know it. Finisher grants a damage boost orb. Yep, that, like if you pick up the orb, you get might. And boost supercharged generator ability. So this for people that don't really know who Black Adam is or anything like that. Bombshell Harley Quinn, this is who we're on. Hits all nearby enemies in a single large attack, which is good. I mean, I heard this shit is just dope. Hits very hard. When transporting an objective, this is so trash. When transporting an objective, receive increased defense and heal. I even hate the description. When using a supply drop, receive extra bonuses. Honestly, fucking D tier, bro. Fucking D tier. It's the passives, bro. It's the passives for me. It's like the signature ability is not enough. I mean, maybe. I mean, if you have no one to run, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's just nah, bro, nah. And the bonuses don't even like last out. I think it's like 8. Like the Superboy supply drop bonuses is way better. You even get Krypto there for 60 seconds to attack the boss and pick up enemies, bro. I'd rather do that than this. You know? Alright. Lex Luthor. Tank ally for sure. Future Lex. Creates a damaging sphere. Low key, like almost like calculator bot. When below 50% health. Boost your stats. Great. Increases duration of resistance. See, this is what I'm fucking talking about. You know, you gotta have ally that's like that caters to both on what you need. You know what I'm saying? So I think Lex Luthor is S definitely for, you know, tanking and everything like that. But because these have it's a, you know what I'm saying? It's primary. You need Lex, bro. You need Lex. You know what I'm saying? It just you know, with the pages art in the game, even if you're below 50%, you know what I'm saying, you could probably do something there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer when it comes to the tank allies for sure. So we got Boom. We got General Zod. All right. Fires General Zod I-beams is pretty good. Not gonna lie, pretty good. Control activating a group power heal ability grants you and the group members increased might precision. So definitely buff troll stuff. Increases might, defense, dominance, restoration, vitalization, and precision, but decreases power generation. Definitely. You know what, I'm gonna say General Zod is just for buff trolling, because like it's not like there's stuff, you know, there's more arts out there that cater more to buff trolling, but you know you're gonna need Zod if you want to buff more. So I would say both support abilities are really nice. Signature ability is nice. I don't think it's S tier, but I don't know. Maybe a troll could you know teach me something about that. I think General Zod is A tier though. I do see General Zod ran a lot. Like I said, all these guys up here are low-key universal, you know what I'm saying? Except Lex Luthor low-key, but he's like a must. Great ally, great stats, you know? General Zod, I'll put him at A, for sure. Nubia. Let's see. Knocks back and damages enemies, heals players and group members twice. Heals upon successful block counter, kind of ass. Upon enemy KO, provides might and precision buff to players and teammates. That's not bad. I'm not grading them because people aren't really running them, but it's what do you mean by enemy KO? Any enemy knocked out? That might be OP. I know that's not what it means. Can't be, because everybody be running that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if ads are just dying, I don't know if it stacks or not. If ads are just dying, you know, repeatedly, like you constantly getting might buff. Like what's the might buff? You know what I'm saying? And heals upon successful block counter. I guess when the enemy's blocking and you know block break them, you get healed. I mean, maybe for tanking and stuff like that, but I don't see people run Nubia. But Nubia she like fuck, bro. So this is my thoughts, right? Nubia gives me B tier energy, but like some of these guys are better than Nubia. You know what I'm saying? She was great when she came out, but I don't know anymore. I'm gonna put Nubia at C. That's me being nice too. I don't think she can compete with B, but her passives, you know, I don't have like the numbers in front of me, but I've never really used her to the point where it's like, ooh, she stands out and shit. But I'm gonna put Nubia at C. Constantine. Now, I'm gonna put him at S. I don't even have Constantine, but I'm gonna tell you why he's S. Events. Alright. Enhances allies while damaging enemies. So that is just a signature ability alone. You know what I'm saying? And that signature ability is the difference between, like, if you're doing a speed run, If you pop all of them, it's the difference between like a 16-minute run and an 8-minute run. You know what I'm saying? The buff is crazy. The fact that it can stack is crazy. All right. Using a stat buff trinket grants the user instant power, return bonus power, regeneration, and a shield against damage. I've never seen that used. Never even read that. I didn't even know it did that. That's kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? Just using the trinket. You know what I'm saying? Gives you all that power return and stuff. But I don't know if it's enough to like. I don't know. I think only people would use John Constantine for the signature ability. Healer role using a healing field ability places a ward. I've seen this before. Center of allies inside of the ward receives a percentage of defense, might, and so it's It's basically like a buff for healers. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen some people use it. Honestly, if you are a healer and you're not dropping I think the signature ability is a little bit better only because. It's just best to buff them that way than buff all those other stats. I don't know. It's debatable. That's the good thing. That's why it's S. It's debatable. You can either use signature ability or signature ability too. You know what I'm saying? And as a healer, of course, but it's more fluid than, you know what I'm saying, other stuff out. There's actually no ally out there that can do what John Constantine do. And he's out for 60 seconds and he does that buff twice. So it's very viable. Very viable. All right, we got T-Cool. Now, look, when I was Tank, I didn't have Tank allies. The Tank allies I was supposed to have for holidays. I had the Tank allies on another tune. They were good, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't. So, with that being said, pouncing on an enemy, knocking him down before repeatedly swiping, really good for PvP. Heals over time when performing a lunge attack. Now, that heal is crazy. Every time you lunge, you know what I'm saying, you do get healed a lot, bro. And that's what I was using. I was using that for Atomic and Rage because I didn't have them. But, it's like if you constantly are keeping your defenses up, shields up, and you need heals, let's say your healer's down or your healer isn't healing enough, you lunge them, you get like, I think it's like a 10 or 15% heal for like 6-7 seconds. And it's pretty good. So I would say this. If you don't have the Tank allies, definitely use T-Cool for survivability. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if you lunge and put a shield on, you know what I'm saying, and then you use Ire or something that's Rage, you're probably gonna be full health. You know what I'm saying? Just it's really a get out of jail free card. I like T-Cool just for that reason. I don't think T-Cool is like extravagant or anything, but it definitely makes a difference. Even in PvP, if you lunge them, you get all that health back. I'll put T-Cool at, definitely not like, it doesn't even have another passive. But amongst all of these who like, Calculator Bot or Oracle Bot who don't have another passive, I think T-Cool's passive is way better than both of them. You can't complain about that for real. Cyborg is dope. I like Cyborg. There was a point in time, I think he's in regular. There was a point in time where Cyborg was being used a lot. Let's talk about it. Blast and Line. Okay, everyone knows that this was like meta at one point. Boost power regeneration when base generator cells is above 50%. Using the shield ability summons a drone that releases power. I didn't even know that. Interesting. I'll put Cyborg at B tier. And B tier to me is almost like a choice. Like, we skipped one. But it's almost like if you want to use this for power regeneration or for the signature ability, you can. Like, there's not, it's really dope for the power. It's 30%. You can't complain about 30% power regeneration. You can't. You know what I'm saying? But it's a choice. And no one's going to, be like, why are you running Cyborg? You know what I'm saying? Because, it depends on what type of build you're building. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely put him at B. Maybe couple months ago, you know what I'm saying, he might have been A or S. Probably would have been S when, he was being ran a lot. But amongst all, you're really going to be running, these two or these three. You know what I'm saying? If you're coming to, depends on what build you're building, though. All right, Flashpoint. I think this is, let's get Superboy out the way, because his shit look different. I think it's events. Is it in events? Okay, I like Superboy. All right. A lot of people using him, too. Takes to the skies and releases a sweeping cone of heat vision, spinning twice before slamming down and releasing a burst of explosive energy. Every time your health changes 3 times, you gain stacking buffs to might, defense, and precision up to a set of a maximum. Activate a supply drop trinket, and Superboy calls in his loyal companion Krypto. So look, let's break it down. If you're running pages, basically if your health changes 3 times, right, you get like a 5% buff for might, defense, precision. So it's actually not bad. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're running pages, you are going to see that buff like probably all the time. So it's really consistent. And that supply drop gives you hella defense, and Krypto will actually attack the boss, do a debuff on the boss, and pick up anybody who on your team who goes down. I think that is fire as fuck. I mean, honestly, he's ranked 10 for me. You know what I'm saying? I think he's S, low-key. His signature ability is low-key OP. I just overall on what it can do, not a lot of people are running him, but the signature ability I do see him a lot for. And it's up to you on what you want to do with these on these support abilities. I just don't think people are gonna like substitute Superboy for like Flash and Static low-key, but there's always a choice. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what build you want. Well, is he S? Might be A. Them support abilities don't hit like the other ones. Like, you know, for what the meta is right now. You know, like I did try this before. It was dope, but you don't really see a significant difference. Like you would be better off running Starfire, you know, for something like this. A signature ability is definitely viable. I see this most. I should try it. I never tried it. You know what I'm saying? I might have a better opinion about it, but I would put him at A. You know, just to be safe. Flashpoint Batman. Let's see what we got. I know. Is that Flashpoint? No. That's Death Metal. This is Flashpoint. Oh my god. Oh. My shit bugging. Alright, we're back. My shit was doing some weird shit. I don't know. Alright. Flashpoint Batman. I think he is in regular. He was released kind of early too, yeah. Brings down the heat on a single target. Increases defense and weapon buffs heal you. Only good for PvP. This is only good for PvP, swear. And I don't even think this shit is even activated in PvP anymore. Increases defense. I mean, nah. I mean, better than D tier Batman. C for sure. I mean, I don't see why you would use this guy. I don't see why. Like, just based off of all the stuff you can run, definitely low. Definitely low in tier. Emperor, no, it's crazy. Because before they reworked Emperor Aquaman, I think they nerfed him. He was really good when it came to all the to pet DPS, and it's kind of weird now. Like before, it was consistent as fuck. Now it's like, you know, doesn't feel like how he was. Calls a Kraken to stun and damage enemies. It reduces combat allies' power cooldown. I don't know anybody who's really prioritizing their ally like that. You know what I'm saying? And allies are just a bonus. It's just a bonus to add to the game. I don't know what signature ability is worth using quicker in the game, and it increases specific pet damage. Now, if you're running Zatanna and Emperor Batman, yes. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're going for a specific type of build and shit like that. But I do believe it's just... they changed the description. I mean, this is giving you this. It does increase pet damage, but it's not like how it used to be. It used to be easy before. I forgot, but I had him ranked 10 for the reason before he was nerfed. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Zatanna, and if you're trying to go for pet damage, Zatanna and another ally like Flash is like, you know, more viable than running Emperor Aquaman for sure. Whew, y'all, I'm sick as hell, bruh. Oh my god, bro. Why is my shit bugging? My shit bugging, bro. Wow. Look at this shit. All right, boom. Yeah, so we're putting him. What's that first ability again? No, that first ability killed his shit. It really did. It really did. All right, we got Death Metal Batman. There it is. Damages and debuffs nearby enemies. I see a lot of trolls use this guy. Yeah, restores power over time when an enemy is debuffed and heals on enemy. Oh, that's pretty good. Detaunts enemies when rolling. Oh, this is like this is really put together. I'm not gonna lie, this is really put together. I'll put this at B, only because it's like 50-50. There are better troll stuff to use, but this is definitely a troll. You know what I'm saying? A troll ally. And this is actually not that bad. Because, you know what I'm saying? That's actually not that bad. The fact that that's even in the game is kind of nice. And it buffs your stats. It's pretty interesting. And I don't think people are going to, like, use this. But that's very interesting to know. But, yeah, restoring power over time on debuff enemies and healing them when they're defeated. I don't know how much that, you know, those numbers are. But that's actually kind of nice. And, you know, of course, we see the signature ability when he slams the ground and it's all debuffs and stuff. It's pretty nice. I'll put him at B tier for sure. But shoot, damn, that's it, man. So look, this is like my best opinion about this. It was like 24 of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And out of all, I think this is a pretty solid list. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've tried every role, tried every viable ally. So that's why I really wanted to do this. But I'm gonna give y'all some like combinations, you know, low key, that y'all could run. You know what I'm saying? DPSing, tanking, healing, and trolls, real quick. Nothing long. You know, y'all probably know this, but as y'all know, static and flash. If you have these, in summary, whenever you use a supercharge, you'll get some supercharge back. Whenever you use a supercharge, you'll get buffed. So that's really the precipice of this. If you use these two, every time you use an ability that has a combo ability and you use your weapon buff, it will be 8% might plus 6% might. So that's like what, like 13? No, that's 14. Yeah, so that's like 14% might off rip, you know, if you're going for might, of course. Constantine, very viable. So if you have Constantine with, like, you know, honestly, I don't know if DPSs are running Constantine. Oh, no. Signature ability. If you have him as a signature ability and you put down the buff and you're using these, well, it buffs you even more. You know what I'm saying? So really, Constantine and these 4 allies right here can be used in any. I mean, I think Flash is a must. You know, but it's up to you. Like, some people single target the fuck out of this guy. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you know, it depends on, you know, you really just got to swap them out and see what you like more. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to give y'all combinations on these guys because it's all, if you're honestly, if you're using anything that's not like S tier, like, it's probably, like, your build is, you're probably experimenting low key. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's good. I mean, you might find something very viable and stuff, but let's think about it like this. The more allies that come out, the more outdated these allies become. Right? I'm not tripping. The more allies that come out, the more outdated they become. You know what I'm saying? They're coming out with bigger and better things, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, Constantine is just like way out there. Superboy, you can do a lot more shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I mean, they need to think about that. They do need to think about that. I'm not gonna lie. You know, but look. That is, I mean, I was thinking I could give y'all more combinations and stuff, but these S tier allies is really what you run, and that's the only combination you can really fuck around with. Everything else is it's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth fucking with those passes, bro. But yo, thank y'all for doing, I'm sick. You know, this is really all for y'all, bro. I was resting, I had tea, Theraflu, Advil, all that shit, and I was just like, man, like, I gotta do this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get me out of bed. Y'all do all that shit, bro. So I hope y'all enjoy this. Give me y'all's best feedback, y'all. Yo, as of right now, we're at like 481 subs, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that $50 giveaway is right around the corner, bro. You know what I'm saying? At 1,000, we're gonna do $100. You know, and we're gonna start branching out in content that we bring to this channel as well. So thank y'all for supporting me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We are always going to be on top when it comes to this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love this game. This game really is like my childhood, even now. You know what I'm saying? So hope y'all enjoy this video. You know what I'm saying? Let me know y'all's feedback. You know what I'm saying? Let me know some other combinations that I may not have mentioned. You know, don't just talk to me, but like, you know, help other people in the comments. You know what I'm saying? If you see something, you know, that something's a little better, you know what I'm saying? Type deal, you know? Much love. Holidays out, man. Y'all be easy, bro. Stay safe out there.
Iron Man makes hits. Go stream his music.